everyone, welcome to another episode on my YouTube channel, which would double as our very first episode of the Drive podcast here on YouTube. It's amazing. I'm pretty excited, and I believe everyone who's been listening to the Drive podcast via all the audio platforms pretty much as excited as I am. To all those who's been watching, liking the videos that we've put up so far, who's been subscribing, commenting, thank you very much. You guys are the real MVPs, and I mean, you all are amazing. I'm really excited that we're getting to do this at this point in time. Today's episode, we would be talking about the Drive podcast. Yes, so today's episode is supposed to basically introduce the Drive podcast to everyone who's new on YouTube, who hasn't been listening to the podcast. So the Drive podcast is available on several audio platforms. It's available on Google Podcasts. It's available on Apple Podcasts. It's available on Spotify and several other platforms. I'm going to have the links displayed in the description of this video. So I'm going to run through several topics that we've discussed on the Drive podcast so far, so that basically for the purpose that the YouTube family could just catch up with what's been going on. So we have an episode titled Fear. So I made it a two-part episode. You know how people are afraid of getting to do things because for different reasons. Basically, one of it is that people are not certain of the outcome of those things, and as a result, it basically gets to hinder them from getting things done. And over here on the Drive podcast, it is my utmost desire that everybody who tunes in to listen to the podcast, either via the audio platforms or via the YouTube channel, can see reasons why they should really live a fulfilling life, and can see reasons why they should get to act, get to do things concerning their life, and see their life basically progress. That is the sole aim of this podcast. You know how fear can hinder people from achieving things. It can basically stop you from doing the thing that you want to do. So I remember then when I recorded that episode, I put up a story of something that transpired some time ago. It was Christmas Eve in my home, and it was busy. Everybody we're cooking. If you're in Nigeria, you know how big Christmas is for us. So, and all of a sudden my aunt steps out, and then she sees she sees something, right? Let me not spoil the gist. And so she sees something, and then she runs back to the house, and then she's like, oh my god, I just saw a snake. And then we're like, a snake? Everyone was already like, there was tension, people were running, and then we went out. I was like going out to the door, and then my mom was saying, don't go out, Nigerian mothers, and she had already gotten anointing oil, and all of those stuff. And then we go out, and then we see that what she was calling a snake was just like a coiled up paper. And it was so funny because I laughed like there was no tomorrow. That was fear, because already seeing that stuff and seeing it as a serpent had already given her an image, and that gave her fear, and she communicated that to us, and so that fear is something that it's I dare say it can either make you or mar you. Fear can either stop you or make you move. People who have done really great stuff will tell you that, oh, this stuff I just did, I was so afraid, but I still got it done. So that brings something to mind. That tells me that fear isn't really the issue as it is. So what is the issue is how we choose to respond to fear. So you can either choose to allow fear in a way sort of motivate you to get something done, or you can allow fear stop you. Another episode we talked about comparison, and then that episode was titled "Life Isn't About This." It's like one of my best, favorite episodes so far, because that episode captures a lot of things. It talks about a lot of things. It talks about the fact that where you are right now is a process for you. We are in a world right now where lots of persons, lots of youth, they're under tension and they feel so pressured to perform, to get things done. Oh, my friend is earning 500,000 naira. Why am I not earning 500,000 naira? I mean, I work harder than my friend, so why shouldn't I earn as much as she does? Oh, Mr. A has a car. I don't have a car. I've been trekking. The sun's been all over my face and all of that stuff. Why couldn't it have been me? We tend to get to compare ourselves with the people that we see around without truly even understanding the process that those persons have had to go through. Alright, so that episode basically teaches us not to compare ourselves with ourselves, because the Bible even says that they that compare themselves with themselves, they're not wise. Because for starters, you do not even know what that person is doing. You do not know how long it has taken for that person to get there. You do not know what the person's process has been about. You understand? So that episode was really timely at the point where it was released, and I think it's still very much potent as it was when it was initially released. Then we talked about an episode that is so dear to my heart. I titled it Friendships. So basically that episode talks about the importance of giving friendship a trial again. So I understand that there's been people who have been hurt from past relationships, maybe friendships, maybe romantic relationships, maybe business relationships and all of that. And so as a result of the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, and everything that they have gone through, they've decided that I am done with this thing. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to focus on my life, and I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to do that. Well, in a way, really honest, I have a point. I mean, your actions are pretty much justified, but something I've come to learn over the years: humans are not actually designed to do life alone. You weren't designed to walk on your own. You weren't designed to figure out life by yourself. You were designed to work with people. And from the beginning of time, even when God was creating man, it was saying God has always been about community, working together. Nobody is a lone ranger, so to say. All right, so your body, for example, has different parts. Your body is basically made up of tissues, organs, cells, and all of those amazing things. And the most beautiful part of it is the fact that everything works together to make a complete whole. So the reason I am sitting here right now talking to everyone and having this YouTube session is simply because my brain is working alongside my hands, my mouth, my eyes, so everything is basically interconnected and interwoven. So my eyes cannot function alone if my brain isn't working. My ears, my mouth cannot function. Everything is just basically interconnected. So I know sometimes it's crazy because you've been really hurt, and so you just maybe want to take the other route. But I would really encourage you in today's YouTube video for you to give friendship another chance. If you choose to hold on to the pain that you're feeling right now, you're basically denying yourself an opportunity of experiencing very beautiful things that are even more beautiful than what you've experienced in the past. So please, by all means, consider this podcast something to encourage you to open yourself up to experience amazing and beautiful relationships. Well, I've been talking so much. Yes, Another beautiful podcast episode was the one we titled Knowing What to Leave Behind. So knowing what to leave behind is an episode that basically talks about the fact that the future of a man can be calculated from that person's daily activities. What does that mean? So if I decide today that I'm going to sleep for the rest of my life and all of that stuff, it means that somehow I am obviously just telling the world that I'm doomed, basically. You understand? So in life there's been times where we've been hurt, we've been angered, we've been offended, we've been betrayed, and so because of all of that, we hold on to the pain that we have felt. We hold on to the past and all of the baggage that that had happened maybe some years ago, or some months ago, or some seconds ago, or even some minutes ago. We hold on to all of those, and because of that, we do not see what is ahead of us. We do not see that there could be something beautiful. In a way, it's quite related to the friendship episode, because it basically teaches you that you can go through stuff in life. You can go through things that are quite devastating and still amount to something beautiful, and still not allow those things that you have gone through determine or shape where you are heading. It's an amazing episode, and I would really recommend it to everyone who's been through some difficult times, some difficult situations in life. In order not to bore you guys out, there are like several topics. I think we have about 10 or 11 episodes on the Drive podcast on the audio platforms that we talk about. I think you should totally go and listen to it, and you could come back to this video after listening to it to come and tell me maybe one or two things that you have learned, right? Do not forget, I repeat, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. You could click on the notification button so that you get notified when a new episode is out, right? I'm so excited for everyone who's tuning in, who has one or two reviews to give on the podcast, YouTube channel. It's pretty amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Bye guys. Thank you very much.